This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Verse 26. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh Shai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out those scriptures is that I came across this article brought to you by Salon, all right, or Salon.com, however you pronounce it. And the title speaks for itself. October surprise. Will war with Iran be Trump's election eve shocker? Right. Because Trump, all right, and the American CIA, the American military, okay, are working with the JJs, the 1948ers, okay, in doing covert wars against the Persians, which are the Iranians. And this is going to bring about, okay, the beginning of World War III. And a lot of you men here in America, all right, whether it be you Edomite men of military age and you Israelite men of military age, a lot of you are going to be going into that Third World War because a draft is coming, okay? And you women, because that's why I brought out the last part of that chapter, okay? You're going to have no husbands to cleave onto, all right? You're going to be mourning, all right? Because you're going to have no protection. And the scriptures speak of that. This is the book of 2nd Esdras. We're going to go to chapter 16, verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Right. There's going to be a lot of very few men walking in America. Okay. 34. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Right. Not just the wars, but famine. Okay. Lack of bread, lack of water, food scarcity. And that's coming to America. All right. And these are the times that we're in because, hey, America, you're about to be judged because once you go into this war against the Persians, all right, guess who's going to be backing them? The Russians. So let's get into this article. Lord one's edified. October surprise. Will war with Iran be Trump's election eve shocker? Could covert war with Iran become overt before November 3rd? Right. Hey, Trump got that card in his pocket, man. Just say, you know what? You know, if I don't want to lose this election, which I personally, just watching what's going on, he's not going to lose the election anyway. But hey, if he even feels in his spirit that he could lose the election, he'll just start a big war. All right. And the elections will shut down. Was Donald Trump's January 3rd drone assassination of Major General Qasem Soleimani the first step in turning the simmering Cold War between the United States and Iran into a hot war in the weeks before an American presidential election? Of course, there's no way to know, but Slovakia. Let me bear me one moment, just freeing up some space. All right, so back to it. Of course, there's no way to know, but behind by double digits in most national polls and flanked by ultra hawkish Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Trump is notoriously impetuous and erratic figure. In recent weeks, for instance, he didn't hesitate to dispatch federal paramilitary forces to American cities run by Democratic mayors, and his administration also seems to have launched a series of covert actions against Tehran that look increasingly overt, right? Because there's been a lot of explosions in Persia, in Iran. Overt, and have Iran watchers concerned about whether an October surprise could be in the cards. Hey, anything's possible, man. We're living in the last days, man. In 2020, the year of prophecy has been lit. Lit. It's been exciting for those that have been watching and seeing the prophecies come to fruition. Much of that concern arises from the fact that across Iran, things have been blowing up or are catching fire in ways that have seemed both mysterious and threatening. Early last month, for instance, a suspicious explosion at Iran nuclear research facility at Natanz, which is also the site of its centrifuge production, briefly grabbed the headlines. Whether the site was severely damaged by a bomb smuggled into the building or some kind of airstrike remains unknown. Right, and you best believe those are the 1948ers, the JJs, okay, working with the CIA doing this. Middle Eastern intelligence officials said Israel, the JJs, the 1948ers, planted a bomb in a building where advanced centrifuges were being developed, reported the New York Times. Similar fear events have been plaguing the country for weeks. On June 26, the instance, there was a huge explosion in the area of a major Iranian military and weapons development based east of Tehran. On July 15th, 7 ships caught fire at an Iranian shipyard, right? And speaking of ships, there was a report the other day where the United States military, hijacked a Iranian oil ship heading towards Venezuela, right? They seized it. That's the word that they use, but we call it hijacking. A pirate, okay? That's just creating more tensions. This war is coming, man, and Trump's is gonna pull it, man. Other mysterious fires and explosions have hit industrial facilities, a power plant, a missile production factory, a medical complex, a petrochemical plant, and other sites as well, right? And you notice this wasn't being pushed on the mainstream media, okay? This is all happening in the background. So war is still happening in the Middle East that America and the JJs are involved in against the Persians, okay? And best believe the Russians are right there, okay, monitoring all of this, all right? Some officials say that a joint Edomite, Amalek, Edomite Americans and Amalek, whose descendant is Esau, strategy is evolving. And some might argue regressing to a series of short of war clandestine strikes. And that is bullshit. These wars have been intensified, not regressing. Some of this sabotage has been conducted against the backdrop of a 2-year-old, very aggressive CIA action plan to engage in offensive cyber attacks against that country, as Yahoo News investigative report put it. The CIA has conducted a series of covert cyber operations against Iran and other targets since winning a secret victory in 2018 when President Trump signed what amounts to a sweeping authorization for such activities, according to the former U.S. officials with direct knowledge of the matter. Right. And remember, Trump campaigned that, we're going to fight these overseas wars and they're going to be done in secret. We're no longer going to be televising it. All right. So you got to get into these other news media companies to find all this. And this is happening. The finding has made it easier for the CIA to damage adversaries' critical infrastructure, such as petrochemical plants. Meanwhile, on July 23rd, 2 U.S. fighter jets buzzed an Iranian civilian airliner in Syrian airspace, causing its pilot to swerve and drop altitude suddenly, injuring a number of the plane's passengers. Right. All right. So this war is coming, man. Is there any more on this? The art of the deal in 2020. In addition to military pressure, fierce sanctions against the Iranian economy, Washington has been cynically trying to take advantage of the fact that Iran, already a weakened state, has been especially hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Those American sanctions have, for instance, made it far harder for the country to get the economic support and medical and humanitarian supplies it so desperately needs. given its soaring death count, right? So that's all in the mist, which proves America has a hard-on to go to war with Iran, all right? Just like the JJs, okay? Which is going to draw you American soldiers, all right, into World War III, okay? So this is all happening, all right? So just because you see what's going on in the mainstream media with the theater of politics, the presidential election, and then you have the civil unrest in various parts of the country, and the economic turmoil of America with a huge unemployment rate, all right, and the supposed pandemic COVID-19 making it impossible, all right, for you to come together in social events. You also have World War III looming in the backdrop. Hey, man, if 2020 isn't lit, if 2020 isn't showing you that the Lord is literally bringing judgment upon the planet, then, you're a piece of shit. And this is talking to our people, you 2/3. You got to die with this place, man. You're going to. Because you're going to get into this. And the World War III is coming, whether you get drafted or you get destroyed on the streets for the lack of bread and famine. So let's go to Matthew, because Yahweh Shai spoke of this. And I'll close out. Well, I didn't want to make this too long. I didn't want to make this too long. All right? I want to get to the point. Matthew 24 and 7. Matthew 24 and 6, excuse me. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all things must come to pass, but the end is not yet right. So these wars got to happen, man. These skirmishes, all right? These conflicts, whether it be covertly or overtly, they have to happen. There's no stopping it. So you can protest and say, peace, peace, peace. That's not the Lord's program. That's not what's said in the Bible. The Bible said wars have to happen. Okay? 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and you're seeing it. All right? You're seeing all these different, the different race wars. Okay? These different countries. Kingdom against kingdom. All right? What's a kingdom? Persia's a kingdom. America's a kingdom. Russia's a kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, so this is all happening while these wars are being brewed up. Okay? Food insecurity, food scarcity, food banks. All right? Children starving, children going home hungry. Pestilence, right? Pandemic. All right? COVID, quote unquote, COVID-19, which is, if you believe the hype, it's just an offshoot of SARS. All right? And it isn't as damaging as they want you to believe. But you got other pestilence. You got hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, okay? Smallpox, the measles, the mumps. Wait a minute. There's a similar measles that's affecting children. You got the Black Plague, okay? Bubonic plague. Those are pestilence. Earthquakes in diverse places. Right. All you got to do is Google, put in earthquakes, and you can see earthquakes within the last 48 hours. 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So meaning things aren't going to get better. Things are going to get a lot worse. So it behooves you to repent if you're so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, because you're the children of Israel. And if you're not repenting, you're going to die in these horrible events, because they're coming. And it's horrible for the wicked. It's not horrible for the righteous. It's actually exciting for the righteous. We like seeing this because we know the Lord's coming. All right. So yeah, once again, recap, regurgitate, repeat. October surprise. Will war with Iran be Trump's election eve shocker? Hey, it's 2020, year of prophecy. Okay, prophecy must be fulfilled. So pay attention, keep your eyes open. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Bokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, Ruel, who taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith. As a few sisters that are watching, keep studying, keep praying. We're almost out of here. Shalom, I'm in a Bible ball. Shalom.